Hi team, Mr. Rator here. This is higher Unit 11, which is dealing with reasoning. So let's just scroll down, have a look at what type of questions come up on this unit. I'll give you a few minutes as I'm going through it. If you need to pause the video and have a go yourself, and then play the video and see if you get something similar to myself. Okay, so first question, pretty straightforward. All it's asking you is calculate the pressure. So find the pressure exerted by a force of 900 newtons on an area of 60 centimeters squared. Give your answer in newtons per meter squared. So just simply force, it tells you the force is 900. So force for 900, and it tells you that the area is 60. So 60. We can just simply cancel off the zeros. So you get 90 over 6, and then share top and bottom by 3. So that's going to be 30 over 2, and half of 30 is 15. So we'll get 15 newtons per meter squared. The answer here is 15. Okay, right. So look at number 2. Clear this and scroll down. Number 2, have a quick read. Number 2, and then we go through it. Pause it if you have to. Right, so Mrs. Jennings shares £770 between her two sons, Pete and Tim. She shares the money in the ratio of her sons' ages. The combined age of her two sons is 66 years. Pete is 6 years older than Tim. Work out how much money each son gets. You must show your working. So, there we go. How many marks for this kind of question? Let's just quickly scroll down. I've got 5 marks for this question. Okay. So, let's go. First of all, we don't know what Tim is, so let's call Tim the unknown X. And we know that Pete is 6 years older than Tim. Sorry, not 6 years older. Pete is 6 years younger than Tim. So Pete is X minus 6. So let's just combine ages 66. Pete is 6 years younger than Tim. Okay, so if we do X minus 6 plus the X, that's going to give me a combined age of 66. So let's collect all the like terms. X plus X is 2X. You've got a minus 6 there, which is going to equal 66. And if we take the minus 6, opposite of minus 6 is plus 6. So 2X is going to equal 66 plus 6 is 72. And then 2x means 2 times. Opposite of 2 times is divided by 2. So we get x is equal to 36. Okay, so we know that Tim is 36 and Pete is going to be 6. So let's just write this down here. So let's say Pete, the ratio, the age is Tim. So Tim is 36 and Pete is 6 years younger, so Pete is 30. Now what you could do here is, once we got the ratio, you could simplify the ratio, and in here we look for the highest common factor, which goes into 30 and 36, which, as you should now realize, it's 6. So we divide both sides by 6. Okay, so how many 6 is going to 30 is 5, and how many 6 is going to 36 is 6. So that is my simplified ratio of Pete and Tim's ages. Now we're going to share £770 in the ratio 5 to 6. So when we share in ratios, we stick to the three rules that I'll call them ADM, ADM, which stands for add all the parts, then divide the money by the parts, and then multiply out the parts. So let's do our first step here. Let's add the parts. So we got 5 plus 6 gives me 11 parts. Okay, so we've done that one. Then we divide the money, which is 770, by the total parts. So the second part is getting the money, £770 shared by 11. Now we gotta get 77 into 11 is 7 with the 0 there, so we got 7 with the 0 at the end. So each part is worth £70. So we've done that. The last part is to multiply the amount that each part, each person has, how many parts of each person has, by what each part is worth. Each part is worth £70. So the last part will be to multiply. Peter has 5 lots of £70 since he has 5 parts. So 5 lots of 70 is 5 times 7 is 35. And put 0 at the end. So Pete will get 350. And Tim has 6 parts, each part worth £70. 6 times 7 is 42. Put the 0 at the end. So this is the amount of money each person has. Pete has 350, Tim has 420. If you want to double check this, all you need to do is add these two parts together and see if it adds up to the total 770. So if I get 400, add 300, that gives me 700, add the 50, 750, add the 20, 720, and it equals the same as my total. So I'm pretty sure this is correct. Okay, brilliant. Let's move on to question 3. Let me just clear this and scroll down. Okay, so right, this question 3, have a quick read of it. It tells you that 160 centimeters of gold wire has a weight of 17.6 grams. Work out the weight of 210 centimeters of gold wire. So this is a direct proportional question. So you know that the length of this gold wire is directly proportional to the weight, which is 17.8 grams in this question. So I need to try and find out what is 210. Now the best way I recommend doing this is change this either into 1 centimeter or 10 centimeters. It's probably easier to change it into 10 centimeters by dividing both sides by 16. So what you do to one side, you must do to the other side, as they are directly proportional. Keep an equal sign between them. So 16 into 16 is 1. Put the 0 on the end. So 10 centimeters would have a weight of, if you got your calculator, and 17.8 shared by 16, and that will give me, so 10 centimeters of gold wire would weigh 1.1125 grams. Now I want 210, so I must multiply now 10 by 21. If I do that to one side, I must do it to the other side. 21. So 21 times 1 is 21. Put the 0 at the end. That gives me 210 centimeters, which will have a weight of, again, put it in your calculator, multiply the answer both by 21, and you get a total weight of 23.3625 grams. Okay, let's scroll down. Nice free marker there. So let's clear this. scroll down, we have another question, direct proportional question. Let's just make this a bit smaller so that the markers. Okay, make it slightly smaller. There we go. Okay, let's have a quick read, and then if you want to pause it, and then play it when you are comfortable. So first thing first, y is directly proportionate to x. Now proportional symbol, you should also might have been taught this. This is the proportional symbol. So when I say y is directly proportional to x, I can write it like this. Now we can replace this proportional symbol when it's direct by introducing a k. So we can say y is equal to k times x. So we can just introduce that k, the equal sign, as long as when we're getting rid of proportional sign. Because what it means is basically we need to times x by a certain constant, which will give you then the value of y. And then we are left to work out what this value of k is, which will then give us a formula and show you how y is connected to x. Okay, so here we go. We have been given two values which will enable us to work out what k is. So when y is 10, k times x is 600. Now this is being times by 600. K is, I want to take it to the other side, so the opposite of timesing is divide by 600. So I'll get 10 divided by 600, which equals k. Now what we can do is cancel the zeros out, which tells me k is the same as 1/60th. Okay, so formula connecting it before we put it in this line, you could write this in two ways. You could write down, therefore y is equal to, now I prefer to write it like this, 1/60th multiplied by x, but some would prefer to write it like y equals x over 60. Both are correct. I'm going to stick to the way I would prefer to write it. When you're writing the x, make sure it's at least in the middle or above this line, definitely not below. Okay. Now, once we've got this formula, this will help us to work out a y value given x or an x value given y value. In this calculation, we need to find out what y is given x is 540. So I'm going to just put y equals 1/60th multiplied by, now x I'm going to replace for 540. And when I'm doing this, I can cancel out my zeros, which will give me 54, 1/6 times 54, or if you want to write it as 54 over 6. And how many 6 go into 54 is 9, so you can write your answer as 9. Okay, champion.